I will give you a brief introduction to this machine. This is an inverter plasma cutter with rated output 45 amps. 45 amps. The best performance of this machine is that the maximum cut thickness of this machine can reach up to 28 millimeters. This is a non-high frequency plasma cutter, and on this machine we have software built in. So in this digital display, it can show 7 fault codes on it. And we have listed the fault codes here for the users to check if any fault occurs. First is F01. It refers overheat. Means that when the machine reaches its duty cycle, it will go into protection mode. And F02 refers that incorrect input voltage. If the input voltage is much lower than rated input voltage or much higher than rated input voltage, it will go to the protection mode and display F02 here. And the next is F03. It is inspect the shield cap status. When the shield cap or the torch loose, it will show F03 to remind the users to check their torch status. And maybe you need to reassemble the caps and then into the place. And the next is F04. It refers to the abnormal input air pressure. On this machine, you can see here, we have a built-in separator which helps filter the moisture from the input air, which can help to make the consumable's life longer. For the machine, the regulator has been set. So users now need to reset the pressure before cutting. But if the input pressure is much lower than needed, then it will show F04 on the digital display. And for the fault code F05, it means that trigger torch before cutting. Maybe the torch trigger was pressed before cutting. So if users want to restart cutting, they need to release the trigger first, and the fault will be eliminated. The next fault code is F06. It means that electrode and nozzle stuck together. Sometimes during cutting, the electrode and nozzle will just stuck together and cannot return to the places correctly. So users need to disassemble the parts and then reset. Then the fault can be eliminated. The last fault code on this machine is F07, refers that electrode or nozzle failed or reset. Maybe after a long time cutting, the nozzle or electrode are damaged, and the users need to assemble new nozzle or electrode on it. So the F07 can remind user to check the status of these two parts. All these 7 fault codes can tell the fault problems on the machine, rather than end user may think that there is some problem with the machine itself, and then send back the machine to the after-sales service center. I think this function is a very good selling point for our customers.
Yes, yes, of course. So as I know, some of our customers have been told us before, for some of our final customer buy the machine from the shop to the homes, sometimes maybe just node to stick together or something else. They just need to, for example, like switch a new one. It will be okay. However,
Yes.
for the final customer, maybe they don't understand what happened on this machine.
Yes.
And the only thing happen after that is the customer will bring the machine from the home to the shop and
Yes.
require the aftermarket service to do some service for this machine. That I think that will let our buyers to waste a lot of not only the cost, but it will also waste the times, the
Yes,
energy to
and
solve that
save
problem.
the delivery cost.
Yes, yes, exactly. And that is why I believe with this function inside of this machines, that will help our final customer to reduce a lot of aftermarket cost, right?
Yes.